And now, after years of planning, sweating, and going broke, here is the Boots and Whiskey Podcast with Jim Belisle.
I'll alert the media.
Why they would give this man a podcast is anyone's guess.
Then there is what could only be a bizarre coincidence or something else.
Welcome to the Boots and Whiskey Podcast with Jim Belisle.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, sir.
Country music and fine moonshine. Finally, a podcast that lets it all hang out.
Let's level with America.
Got your boots? Ready for some whiskey?
These boots are made for walking.
One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
And now, the Boots and Whiskey Podcast with Jim Belisle.
Hey everyone, Jim here, Boots and Whiskey Podcast. Welcome back to another episode. We have a return guest on today. Walker Montgomery is here. There's also a little special guest in here as well. If you know anything about Walker Montgomery or his life, you may know exactly who shows up. But I'm going to let that get to there, and we'll talk about it on the flip side. What do we got? We didn't do anything this weekend. It was a low key. It was nice to not have to do anything. And that's really it. Nothing crazy going on. We did release some merch. I got more merch to release, but we have put out some. So go check that out if you'd be so inclined. We appreciate that. And that's really it. This episode of Walker we actually did not long ago, and we're back to, I think, recording and releasing things. I could be wrong, but that's where we're at with this one, at least. And that's really it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Walker, thanks for coming on again. It was nice to catch up with you and see what you've been up to and shoot the shit. So it was really cool. We hope you enjoy, guys. I know I say a lot, right? I've noticed that when I record, but we don't edit, so it doesn't really matter. Sit back, relax, enjoy. Walker Montgomery is here. Special guest. We talk a lot about a lot of things. So yeah, that's it. Easy peasy today. So we'll see you on the flip side. Cheers, guys.
Been a good time lately.
Yeah. I've been seeing what you're doing, and it's from the last time we talked to now, it's like you're a whole different artist.
Seems like a lot of stuff's happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's been going on? I'll let you catch us up.
A little bit. But yeah, man, just been touring, releasing music, just doing whatever I can do to try to make it happen.
Yeah, I do. The last time I was supposed to see you was on that Aaron Watson tour.
Yeah.
And middle of the week shows are tough, man.
Oh, dude, yeah. But old Aaron's a good guy, man. It's always fun being out with him, though. He puts on a great show. Yeah, hopefully next time he comes up, we can catch him. But absolutely, man.
So what's going on music wise? I mean, last time we talked, there was no fiancé.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there was no fiancé last time, so that would have been what I guess we got engaged May 26th, 8th of this year. Yeah,
it is new.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So I mean, music wise, just released a new song called "Watching Storms Roll In," and some good things are happening right now. Just kind of like in town wise, I guess you would say. But yeah, man, just trying to do a new song every 6 to 8 weeks, and people get bored easy, man. So
yeah,
you gotta keep them interested and try to get some new content out there,
right.
every other week.
Now, for somebody like you, is that kind of a pain in the ass, where it's like you have to constantly be on top of it rather than put everything out you would want at one time?
Man, hell, it probably depends on the week. You caught me on a good week with it, right? So, it's not it's look, it's just part of the job, right? You know, it's the job that I got into, meaning being an artist, 6 or 7 years ago, whatever it is totally gone. It's a totally different day-to-day kind of thing. Nashville's a totally different place. I mean, hell, when I was when I moved to Nashville, there wasn't even TikTok, right?
Right.
So I mean, it's a ever changing landscape, I guess you could say. But I mean, look, it's fun. I describe social media when it's going well, you love it, and when it's not going well, it's the worst thing in your life.
Yeah, I've even found that with this. Like if I miss a day or 2 days or even 3 days
Yeah.
in a row of not posting something, it's like
Yeah.
the algorithm just forgets about you. Like you don't even
They
exist.
punish you, man. I don't know who's behind the computer, but they punish you.
They really do. They
Yeah.
really, really do.
Yeah.
So for like where you are now from where you were when we last talked to you,
Mm.
you know, so much has happened. And how much of it are you still in it day to day?
Oh, I'm in it. I mean, look, I guess that my phone is I mean, that's my like work journal, right? It's
Right.
but yeah, I'm in it every day. Every every post that goes out is me. And I mean, obviously I've got like a team that helps me do the videos and stuff like that. It's because I have no will to learn how to edit a video. Uh, yeah, but yeah, man. So it's me behind the screen, I guess,
Yeah.
posting and commenting, and I'm sure that there's some stuff on that I could get a little better at. My, the 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 screen time thing on your iPhone that they sent, like the reports and stuff. It's still pretty low,
Yeah.
I would say. But yeah, man. I mean, look, it's a lot of people working 9 to 5, and for me, it's doing shows and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and all this crap.
Yeah.
Just to try to get the music out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously working.
Well, man, it's been a good year. It really has. It
Yeah.
seems every song that we release, people kind of, the audience grows a little bit more, and it's been a very gradual thing, which I'm grateful for, because I don't want to be a TikTok guy that goes to the moon real quick and then has a terrible crash down, right? I
Right.
want some longevity in the career. But yeah, man, it's been a great year. The growth has been fun to see.
Yeah. We saw we got the green light to cover Gulf Coast Jam next year, and you'll be there.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
How
It's
like
gonna
how
be a
does
great
that
time.
happen for you? Like, are you the one that makes those wheels turn, or do you have somebody doing that part of it?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot of it's through just connections I've made through doing other
Yeah.
shows and stuff like that. Like my buddy Chase Bass uh, is a big part of that down at Gulf Coast Jam and stuff. But I mean, I've got a great booking agent, Colin Sharp over at CAA, who's really, believes in the cause. I guess you could say, but she's a badass, right? So she's out there bulldogging and getting as many shows as she can, and we're doing them all, whether it's a honky tonk dive bar dance hall or a huge festival like Gulf Coast Jam. We just want to play as many shows as we can. But it is cool to see how different a lot of them are, because like we just did Green Hall down in New Braunfels, Texas, and had a great crowd there. But that's a totally different show and a totally different experience for the crowd and for the artist
Yeah.
than a Gulf Coast Jam's going to be, right? It's a totally different kind of thing.
Yeah. We a couple of weeks ago we just did Country Calling out in Maryland.
Yeah.
And that I had never been to a festival, and it was all I shouldn't say this out loud, but it was almost too much as a spectator. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they have 3 stages, and this year's lineup was it was somebody who could headline an arena on every stage at every moment of the day, and
Yeah.
it's you don't know where the hell to go.
I'll tell you what, man, it can be overwhelming at times, I mean, because we'll do some festivals or something like that, and then the band and I will, after our set's done or before our set, whatever it is, we'll go out the grounds and walk around and go, if I got a buddy playing on one stage or something like that, I'll go see them. But it's a whole lot of people and not a lot of bathrooms and
Right.
and so I mean it is I would say you got to be dedicated, man. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We kind of joked about it where after we did this one, it was like, I don't know if I don't think I'm young enough anymore to do this shit for
Yeah.
3 days.
Hey, look, man. I'll tell you what. Even as an artist, it was a lot easier, 3 or 4 years ago, just to be
Right.
able to hang. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess the nice thing about Gulf Coast Jam is it's all one stage. Everybody's on the same stage, and that's it. There's
Yeah.
no.
I've never been, so I'm pumped for it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a good time. And hell, you're playing by the beach. It's not a bad scene
No.
anyway.
No, especially being in Florida. I mean,
It's gonna be a good time. I'm pumped for
Yeah.
it. Once I saw that contract go through, I was like, it's gonna be a good year.
Yeah. So what do you have, I mean, now that the year's winding down and stuff, and what do you have on the books you can talk about for next year?
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, we had some Cody Johnson shows that unfortunately had to be rescheduled because he burst his eardrum. Which, I mean,
Yeah.
just I feel for the guy. I
Yeah.
know he's a tough old guy, and I know he hated to cancel the shows, but luckily we're on some rebooks of those, and those are always a good time, man. Those crowds are so just rabid for
Yeah.
his music, and he's such an entertainer. I mean, I love opening up for people because we always go out and watch the show, whether it's from side stage or somewhere out in the crowd, and I'm always, every time we watch him and I've got my band next to me, it's like, shit, we got some work to do, man. It's because, I mean, he's just so energetic from start to
Yeah.
finish, man, and such a good singer, that it's really cool. It's cool to watch. But yeah, right now we're really focusing on next year because Nashville shuts down.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, Halloween. I mean, they take Lee Ferguson Day off in Nashville, right? So I mean, it it's just it's kind of crazy, but
Yeah.
yeah. So Christmas, once December and everything rolls around, it kind of shuts down, and we're planning for next year. But we've got a bunch of shows on the books, a lot that haven't been announced yet, just for whatever reasons.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a good one, and we've got a whole lot of more music coming. I think I'm going in the studio like late January, early February. So it's
Nice.
more of the same and a lot of the different.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
going to be a good.
Now, when you do have a situation like that with Kojo where there's where there's dates booked and then he has to cancel and then you're fortunate enough to get on it again, right? Is that based on your schedule and what's already planned, or is that something tour wise where they're like, hey, you've already been on this, do you want to come back out kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, he's got a great crew, so a little bit of both, and they're just really down to earth guys, and they do the right thing and stuff. But we were lucky that we did. I didn't have anything booked on those specific dates, right? So
Yeah.
it's in that case, it was a little bit of both, I guess. But
Nice.
it's different every time, whether it's or even if I had to cancel a show for if I got sick or something like that, you just kind of you work with the venue and everything, and you just find
Yeah.
another date, really.
Yeah. Now, you touched on something interesting that, I think a lot of artists that are in your shoes and even, not even close to where you are talk about a lot, in their circles where when they open for people, they kind of see what they're doing and, like you said, we got to work harder kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
are there other artists out there that, other than Kojo and, the obvious ones like that you've seen that you're like, damn, I wish I did it like that, or maybe I can do something like that, to that level, or is it, do you
yeah, man. I mean,
go
look, there's
based
a
on how
bunch of
you
artists
feel?
out there. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of artists out there that you can uh, that you kind of want to. I mean, emulate's not the right word, but you can see how they control the crowd and how well they perform, how they can perform, entertain, and sing well at the same time. Watson's a great example of that, man. I mean, Watson is from start to finish. He is just for lack of better words, I mean, he's balls to the wall, just hitting
Yeah.
it hard the whole time. I mean, there's not a person that leaves that venue whenever Aaron Watson plays a show and doesn't know that he gave his all, right? So so there's a bunch of artists out there that you can watch, and it's less like you want to be like somebody and more like, okay, that they're doing it to the best of their ability. How can I get to that level every night in, night out, no matter how tired I am or whatever it is? That's really what it is for me. It's like they're giving it their all. I got to do the same.
Right. Right. I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things. Even as like even as a fan, right? When you see it, like that the artists that are going in every night and just doing it because it's
Yeah.
what they do, and the artists that are doing it because they want to do it. There's
Yeah,
you
and they're
can't
having
hide it.
fun. I mean, if you can't have fun doing what we're doing, there's something wrong with you, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I see some artists that you can tell that they're not having fun, right? So it's kind of sad to see that. But when you see the artists that still just love it, no
Yeah.
matter who's in the crowd or whatever, whatever the crowd size, it's pretty cool to see.
Now, with that being said, though, like, I mean, at the end of the day, this is still work, right? This is still your
Yeah.
job, right? And not everybody likes work all of the time, right? Like, do
Yeah.
you have days where you're gonna play a show and you're like, "Fuck, I just wish I could call it in today and just not do this."
Not when it comes to shows.
No.
Because doing shows is why I do anything
Yeah.
musically. It's why I write. It's why I live in Nashville. It's why I moved to Nashville. I mean, that's why we do it. I was
Yeah.
raised on a tour bus. It's the only thing that I know how to do.
Right.
But honestly, it's the stuff in the week that if you had a long run from Texas or something, you get back home and it's Monday morning and you've got to ride at 10 or something. Sometimes you're like, oh, I just want to sleep in, right? But it all of that stuff adds up to you being able to go play shows.
Yeah.
What if I write the song today that's gonna get 1,000 extra people at my shows, right? It's
Right.
So you just kind of got to look at it at that way, and I don't know. I'll sleep when I'm dead, man. It'll be fine.
That's the best way to look at it, especially in
Yeah.
this industry. Now,
Yeah.
with songs you've put out, songs that are coming out, going into the studio, are there nuggets in there that people would be surprised about? People you've written with, songs that are like, maybe not quite the style you have already put out, or, is this all kind of, what we're
Yeah,
used
man.
to?
I would say stylistically, they're pretty, and they're in the same vein, right?
Right.
If I always try to choose a few songs or write a few songs that definitely will make people think, oh, well, this is different, but not like so different that, well, Walker's going through some kind of crisis or something like that, because I don't want that. But yeah, I mean, look, they're all going to be country to the core, right? And whether it's a
Yes.
love song or a up tempo song or mid tempo, whatever it is, it's going to sound like the brand, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
That we're trying to build, but you always want them to sound a little bit different, right? You don't want to, and even for whether it's a record or a live show or something, you don't want your show to just sound like the same song over and over again.
Right.
So stylistically, you got to have it on the same brand, but you
Yeah.
got to do something a little bit different every time.
Yeah. Now, I love your music so much because of how it has that, like, as you said, like, it is country to the core, right? Where it's like, it's a breath of fresh air, where, for people that like that sort of, um, real country sound, like, you have that, but also have a little more of a modern feel to it too. Like, you balance each very, very well. Now, do you find that you get that more country sound because of the way you grew up?
Man, I'd say so. I think it's just what I grew up on, to
Right.
be honest with you. I mean, it's just what I listened to growing up. It's what I listened to I mean, look, I listen to like the same 7 George Strait albums and go to bed, right? It's just, I don't venture out musically that much. I don't need to,
I get that. Yeah.
I don't listen to rap. I don't listen to rock. I don't really like, I like what I like, right? I'm a creature of
Yeah.
habit. So I think I know the kind of music that fits my voice the best. I know the kind of music that stylistically, show wise, everything I do the best. So that's, when we go into the studio, we're just going to try to hit a home run on it.
Yeah. Now, do you ever find yourself writing and going through it, putting it all together, and you say, shit, that sounds too much like dad, or that sounds too much like my uncle, or this sounds too much like this person or that person?
Man, I feel like probably when I was a little bit younger, I used to.
Yeah.
But now it's like people are going to compare me to dad no matter what.
Yeah.
People are going to compare me to Eddie no matter what. So it just is what it is, right? It's and I mean, Dad's my guy. Like, Dad's my favorite of all time. Period. So I mean, if somebody compares me to him, I'll take it as a compliment, right?
Yeah.
And if they mean something negative by it, then screw them. I mean, it's just I can't help who my dad is, right?
Right.
And
Right.
I wouldn't want it to be any differently. I love my dad's stuff, right? So it's but yeah, man, if it sounds like dad, I probably did it on purpose, to be honest with you, to try to emulate something that I loved out of his music, and wanted to bring into like a specific song or something like that, right? So it's
Yeah.
but every time I get a mix back or something, I can tell it's me, but I can also, there's always a note in there or something that I'm like, well, it sounds a little bit like John Michael, or sounds a little bit like Eddie or something, right?
Right.
So, but it's fun, man. It's always good to see, uh, see the similarities sometimes.
I mean, and you can't, like, that's blood. You can't run away from it. It doesn't matter. You can try to mask it
Yeah.
all you want. Your voice is,
Yeah.
if anybody that's listening to this that, isn't watching the video aspect of it, they're like, oh shit, I know that voice, regardless of, whether they can see your face or not.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, man. Look, I mean, I'm his son. There's no hiding it, and I never
right.
wanted to.
Now, when you're writing songs, like, have you guys ever had a session where it's the three of you in a room together and just hammering shit out and seeing what happens?
Never have, man, and probably never will, to be honest with you, because I mean, my relationship with Dad and Eddie is very non-musical.
Yeah.
It's, I think we know to probably keep it separate.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the smartest way to do it.
It's just, yeah. I'd rather him be my dad, not my business partner.
Right.
And I think, and obviously, he thinks that way too. So it's good to keep it separate,
Yeah. Now, do you have that same philosophy with like Travis too?
Yeah, I've never written a song with Travis, to be honest with you.
Wow.
And doubt I ever will, to be honest with you. I mean, it's I just rather.
Yeah.
And hell, my fiance sitting right next to me, we sure as hell don't write songs. So it's we try to keep it separate. Pretty it's family, man. I don't need them. I don't need them to be my business partners.
No, I don't blame you.
And they felt the same way.
Right. You're like, you do your own shit. Like we've already been down that road.
Yeah, and it's not even in a negative way. It's just it's I love the relationships in my family so much. I'd hate for anything to change.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, when you are in town, right, and writing tunes and doing the thing, like, do you have people you're writing with that you constantly go back to?
Oh yeah. And for different ideas and different melodies that I might have, I've got some guys that I know I can really write a love song with. I've got my guys that I can write an up tempo song with. So you kind of find your tribe, so to say,
Right.
of songwriters and stuff to bring specific ideas to.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite, or is it all depending on what you're looking for?
Phew, man, just depends on the day,
Yeah.
really. I mean, yeah, I mean, and just depends on the kind of song. It's I mean, I love songs. If I could do just love songs, I would, but that's not possible. That's not
Right. Right.
feasible. Uh, but yeah, so it depends on the day. It really does.
Right. Now, when you are writing these songs, are you taking them? I know you get into a room and you do the whole thing, but like when you bring in something, how much of it is, things you go through or things the two of you go through or
Hmm.
things that have happened in the past? How much of it is that rather than, oh, this is just a cool idea?
I'd say a lot of it is personal experiences, and even if it's just some random title, you can a lot of the times turn it into a personal
Sure.
experience. But that's also the fun of the songwriting process. Is I mean, hell, you never know what you're gonna get.
Right.
So even if it's a song or the words in the song lyrics aren't something that you have ever personally gone through, one of your co-writers might have brought it into the room or whatever. So it's definitely the fun. That is, you wake up in the morning and you just never know what's going to happen in a writing room.
Right. Yeah. Now, how often are you, even like on a trip like you're on, right? Where something comes across your mind, a conversation you guys are having, and you're like, oh shit, write that down because that could be a good idea.
All the time. Yeah, all the time. And she does it more than me, to be honest with you. She, if something pops up, she'll get on her phone real quick and type a title or something in her notes. She's a little bit better about that than I am. Seems like a lot of mine come to me like at 2 o'clock at night or something. I got to get up and go type it in my phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you never know when something's gonna hit you.
Yeah. Nice. Now, you've got all these things going on. Do you have songs that are coming out or slated to come out that you're really, really excited about?
Here, one sec. I just realized my phone's on 1%.
Oh, no
I'm a
problem.
cluster. I'm a cluster man. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Uh, but here, what was your question? Sorry, man.
No, the songs that you have that are slated to come out for the rest of the year, do you have one that you're like super excited about that you like wish was already out?
I do, and it actually is. I'm kind of going back on my word about it with Dad. It It's a song that Dad and Eddie and I did, and I do wish that was already out, but that'll be coming out sometime next year. Hell, we might even kick the year off with it, to be honest with you. But that's going to be a cool one.
Nice. Nice. Now, when you go in the studio next year, are you doing it as, for a collection, or is it still just to put out singles?
Yeah, we'll probably do a little bit of both. Some
Yeah.
EPs, uh, do a single here and there, something like that. But yeah, man. So it'll be depending on the month, just kind of seeing what we need.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you
Hey, also,
have
if
enough
my phone
shit
dies, I'm gonna
to
get.
put out.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah, but hey, if my phone dies, I'm gonna get her to DM you and send her a link. All right.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, I got you.
All
But
right.
but
Are
what
you
were you
still
saying?
there?
Sorry about
No,
that.
I don't
Gosh.
even know. What was I saying? I don't even know. The ADHD is rough. Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
It's the other day I was supposed to have a interview and I couldn't even open the app. So,
Oh, dude. Well, my damn phone's so old. The plug-in charger port, it's not working anymore. So I've been putting off getting a new phone. So I guess,
I think it might be time.
yeah, it's my sign, right?
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
I mean, you're you're a big country star.
Oh,
You can
good
do whatever you
Lord.
want.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what the hell we were talking about. Something about the studio music. No.
There's a new song that you were excited.
Oh yeah, new song.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
all right. Yeah,
at least
there you
she's
go.
paying attention.
I do listen sometimes.
Yeah, but no, new song. So we've got a song with Dad, Eddie, and me actually, which goes back on what I was saying about keeping business and family separate, right?
Yeah.
But it's honestly, it's more of a family heirloom kind of thing, more than anything. But that'll be out sometime next year, man. And I am pretty pumped about that one. That'll be a cool, that'll be a cool thing to have just for the family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, when you go, as of right now, right? Do you have? If somebody were to say to you, "Hey, we're going in the studio tomorrow. We're going to cut a record." Do you have enough original new stuff to do that?
Yeah, I'd say, I've always kind of got 10 songs that I'd say I'd be comfortable cutting uh immediately, right? So
Yeah.
but yeah, so we've always got a good amount of stuff kind of in the tank.
Yeah. Now, do you forget about what what you have to do, right? What the machine tells us is, do you want to do it that way? Do you want to do the singles every 6 weeks, or would you rather put out an album and really do it the way it used to be done?
Man, I'm pretty neutral on it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm as long as the songs are getting out, that's really all I care about.
Yeah.
And what if it's an EP or a single or whatever it is, or a full album, like neither of them really bother me that much. I just want the songs to be out in the world.
Yeah. You ever wonder, could you imagine what it would have been like if, like the Alan Jacksons and the George Straits and even Dads of the world, like had to do it this way? Like how like this industry is so crazy, how much it's changed, even in just 10 years, let alone
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah. Well, I'd say they got away with a lot more back in the 90s because there were no cell phones, right?
Right.
But yeah, man, I mean, it would have been a totally different business. And I would say, and I know this because Dad says it all the time, he's glad that he doesn't have to do it, right? It was record a song, develop an artist, take it on the radio, hope it works out. And,
Right.
and obviously it's still that way to a certain extent, but there's so much more and so many more ways to get your stuff out there. But yeah, man, it's interesting to think about and who all could have, I guess, popped off a little bit more than they actually did, right? It's
Right.
cause so many great songs in the 90s. Who knows what would have gone viral or whatever you call it.
Right. Do you think that's what kept the music as good as it was, or I mean, as good as it is, because they had to craft it. It wasn't just something new every 6 weeks. It was, it was a child more or less. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it was a project every time,
Right.
but yeah, and I just think people could actually sing back then, and it which always helps. And
Right.
it's just it was just a different time, man. But I'm glad. All I care about is I'm glad it's coming back.
Yeah, me too. You spend a lot of time in Texas and that sort of thing. What is it do you think about the Texas scene and the way they do it there, and almost craft these artists to that point, right? Where it's like, you know, the Kojos of the world and all that, they can sell out these big ass stadiums down there, but you get outside of that bubble and, you know, they can't, I don't want to say they can't, but the audience isn't aware enough to do the same sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, Kojo's doing it everywhere. It's pretty
Right.
impressive.
Right. Maybe that's a bad example now.
Yeah. But no, man. I mean, I'll tell you what. I think there's just the music down there is so genuine, and the fans are so into it that they just they become attached to these artists, whether they're from there or not from there. Like me, it seems. I mean, I'm from Kentucky, obviously, but it seems like we do most of our stuff down in Texas, which I'm grateful for, because I love it down there and I love Texas country, and I'm proud to be a part of it too, right? So I mean, I just think they become so attached to it, and honestly, the places down there that you play are just magical, right? Whether it's Green Hall or even a place like Rowdy's in Spring, Texas, or something like that, or I mean, there's just so many places to play, and the country music's so real down there that it kind of cuts through the BS,
Yeah. Now, what do you think about, there's a lot of Texas bands that consider themselves rock and roll bands, but are put in that country music umbrella, right? Do you think it's just because they're from Texas or Oklahoma or, Arkansas, that red dirt scene? Do you think that's why they're categorized that way?
Man, I don't know, to be honest with you. I've never really thought about, why somebody is, I guess, like in the Texas scene. I think it's just, if they kind of embrace it down there, embrace the fans and everything, then you get accepted, I guess, by that crowd, and there's no better crowd, man. There really isn't. But yeah, man, I don't know, because you got a bunch of folks like the Treaty Oaks and stuff like that of the world that aren't like the neo traditional country. I mean, they're rocking and rolling, right?
Right.
And honestly, they put on such a good show and stuff. People want to, the people love their songs and they're catchy, and they put on a rocking show. People want to come out.
Yeah. We just saw them at Country Calling, and they were on one of the smaller stages, and I'm pretty confident the whole festival came out just to see them.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, they're setting the world on fire right now.
Yeah, they are. But like, then again, you think about somebody, a band like Whiskey Myers, Cody has come out and said multiple times they're not a country band, but if I don't cover Whiskey Myers on my end, I get crucified, but it's all, it's wild.
Well, it all comes down to good music, man. Relatable music and stuff people like,
Yeah. Now, do you have, when you're down there and you're seeing, bands and artists that, I hate to say it this way, but wouldn't fit into the Nashville sound, right? Are there bands down there that haven't popped off that you like, holy shit, these guys or these girls or whomever, they're going to be something?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've got a bunch of buddies down there that are killing it and playing, and I don't even think it's the Nashville sound or whatever it is. I just think that they're building their base, know. And I mean, David Adam Burns is absolutely slaying down there. He's had like 13 or 14 number ones in Texas, in a row or something like that. So there's a bunch of folks down there that are just building that base, brick by brick, kind of like, I mean, like we're doing down there too. It's cool to watch and good to see your buddies kind of, build that base, and every show gets a little bit bigger. Every song you do gets a little bit more streams or whatever it is. But yeah, man, if you can just build that fan base, and I mean, they'll stick with you forever.
Yeah. With your sound, I mean, honestly, that area is the place to do that, because unfortunately, and like we said, I think it's coming back, but it's not totally back yet, but it's getting there. I think if we get a few more Zach Tops of the world that will get played on country radio, I think we're in a much better spot.
Yeah. Well, I fell in love with Texas just, I mean, because of the music, obviously, but I mean, doing the shows, the dance halls and stuff like that. And, like you said, the music fit. Uh,
Yeah.
and I'm not from there, but it's like you get so many artists who are trying to break out of Texas,
Right.
right? But I love it. And you know, my goal was to break in because I want to play down there. And,
Right.
I love the fans down there. I love the venues and I love the music. So that was my goal. But yeah, man, it's a special place. And I'm glad that we've been able to do a bunch of stuff down there and hopefully it continues.
Right. Now I know Krista can hear me, but outside of what you got going on in your personal life, like what's keeping you from going there? Because and I
From
ask
going
that with no disrespect, but
back,
like, would it be
Every
easier?
day.
What did she
yeah.
say?
Yeah, honestly, you. Yeah.
I know this.
Yeah. No, the fiance's in Nashville, so I guess I'm staying there. No,
Yeah.
I mean, look, I've got my family's 3.5 hours away in Nashville. My sister and her husband, Travis, obviously live in Nashville, and with their little baby Charlotte, I'm not
Right.
moving away. I'm not going the uncle that moves away, right? You know, so I mean, it's because we love going and seeing her and stuff. But and look, Nashville's great, man. I mean, I love being there. All my people are there. You know, everybody I work with is there, and I love my team, and it. But I mean, at the end of the day, Kentucky's still where I'm from. You know, Kentucky's
Right.
still home. You know, it's going back
Right.
up there, and I'd say there's a difference in my mentality when I'm in Kentucky versus anywhere else. Wouldn't you say, honey?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a little bit calmer, a little bit happier, you know. But no, man. Look, I'm blessed to be where I am and in my career. Whether it's playing down in Texas or whatever's going on in Nashville, like the actual in town stuff. It's all been good, man. And look, anywhere that at the end of the day, anywhere that needs some real country music to be played, I'll be swooping in. You know.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna ask you a question, and I didn't plan on this at all, and I was gonna, but I promised myself going into the end of this year and beyond that I was gonna start pushing the envelope a little more and kind of like, you know,
Do it
trying to
every
get
day. It's
trying to
fine.
get like honest reactions out of people, right? Are you
Yeah.
guys are the two of you ever like together or at home or whatever, and she starts to bust your balls about like, hey, look at what we're doing?
Man, to be honest with you,
No.
no. I mean,
No?
We just want each other really well. Like,
yeah.
we're never competitive with each
No,
other.
there's no kind of competition, to be honest with you.
Right.
I feel like
We joke with each other.
Yeah, we get home and we kind of complain about the same music
Same
industry
shit.
things
Yeah.
for 20 minutes. We stop talking about it, you know. It's we have a very non-musical relationship for being in the same kind of the exact same line of work.
Right.
But I think like we deal with our own stuff, you know, don't bring it home. You know,
Right.
talk about stuff like that, and if you bounce an idea off of one another, because like my musical experience is totally different than hers, right?
Right. Sure.
I mean, it's but hell, I grew up in it, you know, so it's
Right.
like it's totally different, I guess, outlook,
Right.
right? But no, like I said, we'll complain about the same things for about 20 minutes, and then we just let it be. We've been watching. I
Right.
mean, we've been watching. Here's how non-musical we are. We've been watching a documentary about elephants. Yeah, elephants for the past like 4 nights.
He helps me pack merch, which is very nice of him.
I do help him pack merch. Yeah.
If there's like man stuff that I'm like, hey, can you like help me with this stuff?
Yeah.
He'll do that.
Yeah. But I'm also very. I'm pretty. anal about packing merch, right? So
Yeah.
But yeah, man, no, it's good. But I will say, being engaged to another artist has been the best thing in the world,
Right.
because she's hot, and but and I love her, and she's got a great personality and everything like that. But
That's not important.
But it's also, she knows exactly
Yeah,
what
just
I'm
as
going
long as
through.
she's hot.
Yeah, on the daily,
Hey.
but daily basis, whether it's on the road or in a writing room or whatever, like, I know that she's gonna understand, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. But
No,
no, it's great, man.
I can't, I hate, we've talked about this before, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I can't imagine living the life you live and having it encompass, like, it's everywhere. You can't get away from it.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't want to get away from it personally, right?
I
But it's
don't
also
blame you.
yeah, right. So I mean, I love country music, man. It's what I do. It's all I know. But so I don't ever want to get away from it. Now, that's not saying I don't want to go take a vacation every now and then, right?
Right.
But it's my life, man, and it's what I chose, to do, and I don't regret it ever, you know.
Now, but with that being said, and having it really be 24/7, 365, when you are on a vacation, right? How much are you really on vacation at that point?
Well, it's more about the place, to be honest with you. And we were in Florida the other day, and we were kind of talking about this. We can do so much stuff on our phones now,
Right.
whether it's on socials or Zoom, or like a call like this or something. Like, I'm in a Shell gas station parking lot right now, right? You can do it from anywhere.
Right.
But so you gotta really be careful about it if you're actually on vacation. But if I got to get on a call or something for 30 minutes, I mean, I can do
Right.
it. It's not gonna consume my day.
Right.
And if I got to post, it takes like 5 minutes, right? So I mean, you can still be on vacation and you can still work on vacation and have it not feel like work, right?
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, man, I love what you're doing. I love watching what you're doing. Especially having you
Well,
on. God, it's got to be a year or two, at least 2 years ago at this point.
I was about to say,
And then
it was 2023 last time I talked to you.
it might have been.
Yeah.
That sounds about
Yeah. Because
right.
it was right before, yeah, late 2023.
And but for me, I talk to so many people now at this point where it's like I don't remember who I've talked to, or like some, like our first conversation or other conversations I've had, and they'll like pop up on my memories on Facebook or whatever, and I'm like, shit, it's been that long, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
wild, but it's awesome to see what you're doing and the success you're having, and I hope that you get up here again soon so that I can actually see you in person rather than
Yeah.
but if not, we've been given full media access in Florida, so I'm
Yeah.
we'll have a couple of drinks if you want while we're there.
Hell yeah, man. Let's do it. But yeah, man, dude, I appreciate you talking to me and everything. But yeah, man, life's good. I mean, look, it kind of goes back to the points, like, if you can't have fun doing this, then something's wrong with you. It's like,
Yeah.
and obviously, things don't go your way and all that stuff, whether it's in town or out on the road or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm doing something and she's doing something, and all my artist buddies are doing something that most people would kill to do, right?
Right.
So you got to kind of take a step back and realize how lucky you are. And it takes a lot of work, but when you kind of achieve your goals, no matter how big or small they are, it's almost a miracle that you can achieve even one of them in town, right? So
Yeah.
it's been a good year, man, and hopefully it's just going to continue.
Yeah, yeah, and it's gonna. You have the ethic, you have the songs, which is more than half the battle. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what you do.
Well, I appreciate
Yeah,
And it's
absolutely. And it is, and it will be, and it will continue to. Now, I have one shameless thing to say before you go.
fun. Hit me with it.
All right, and it's not even for you; it's for Krista. Um, if you ever
Okay.
want to do a fun interview that doesn't kiss Nashville's ass, we're here for you.
That's so interesting.
We are
Well,
we are not.
We'll see
never
what we
say
can
never.
do.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
just
see what we
saying.
can do.
That's fine.
Listen. I may or may not have voted for you in CMAs, but whatever. It is what it is.
Oh,
Oh, there you go. You're on a good
you
side.
know what? I
Yeah.
appreciate
I
it.
shouldn't say.
I'm
I
trying
don't
not
even
to
think
piss
I'm allowed to
Nashville.
say that out loud, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't get nominated, so it's fine.
Yeah. Hey, look. Nobody's ever trying to piss anybody off. It just happens.
Okay,
Yeah.
no.
That's true.
Well,
You know what?
maybe when
That's
I'm
my
retired,
philosophy.
we can do.
Yep.
I love
Anytime.
it. I love it, man.
I'm here.
Well, hey, dude.
Well,
Well, hey,
guys,
man. Well, I
safe travels
appreciate you.
home.
And if I don't see you before, we'll see you in Florida. Sounds
Yeah,
good, buddy.
definitely.
See you, bud.
Bye, guys. Safe travels.
Well, there you have it, everyone. Our conversation with Walker Montgomery again. Walker, thank you so much for being on, and Krista, like just coming out like that, coming out. I like pulled you into the conversation without any give a shit, right? So it was awesome. It was awesome, and that's exactly what this show is about. I'm gonna pull you in. But yeah, no, for Tiger Lily Gold, if you guys ever want to come on, you're more than welcome. It'd be a huge honor for me, to be totally honest. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. We got a few things coming up this weekend. Creed Fisher, for sure. We're presenting at the New England Music Awards on Sunday over in Foxborough. And then we have one other show on Saturday that we're still trying to iron out and get an interview with. So I'm not going to talk about that too much yet until we get to that. And yeah, so that's it. We got a crazy weekend coming of shows. We haven't had a weekend of shows like this in a while. So I'm excited. Good stuff. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a great week, and we will see you next Wednesday. Until then, be good to each other. And keep the boots on the ground, the whiskey in the glass, y'all. Cheers.